Hello everyone. I hope you all are doing good. You all are safe and healthy at your home. Well, I'm Mrs. Tutima Bashistha, and today we are meeting for the social science geography class. So, if you can remember, the last class we did was about land and soil, which was the first chapter. So, today, in today's class, we will be taking up the next chapter of geography, that is water. All right, so before we start the class, let me just uh, start with a very few general questions. We know what is water, right? Water is a very important part of every human, like every living things on the earth, right? We even survive without, can we even imagine our life without water? No, right? So why do you think water is so important for us? I think we all have the answer with us, right? Why is water so important for us? So in today's class, we will be looking into the topics like, first we will be having a very brief introduction about water, what is water. Then we will try to understand, look into the distribution of water in on the earth's surface, like how much water is usable by the people. All right, then we are going to see into the distribution of water in India, and also at the towards the end of today's class we will be looking into the importance of water. And from today's class, by the end of the class, when we cover up almost the topics, all the topics, you will be able to understand, how much percentage of usable water is there for human beings. You will be able to understand how is water distributed from in India. I mean, what are the main three river systems from which water is supplied. Then also you will be able to understand, or you will acquire knowledge about the importance or the significance of water. So without, I'll just take you to the chapter here. All right. The Here is the chapter. You can see the chapter starts with a very tiny, beautiful poem. I'll just read out the poem. Water, water everywhere, and all the birds did sing, shrink. Water, water everywhere, nor any drop to drink. What can be the reasons that may lead to the thought that there is no water to drink? In the poem, in the last, it is said that there is no water to drink. Now, why do you think that there is no water to drink? What are the different reasons that there is scarcity of water? Have you ever faced scarcity of water? Have you ever come across people who says, we do not have water to drink, or we do not have water in our house? Or have you ever come across a day when there was no water at your house at all? So if you have come across that day, you might understand the problem. And just imagine of those people living in such areas where they constantly, day and night, they go on facing such problem, right? So in today's class, we'll just start with, we will be looking into the importance of water. So we all know that water is the basic requirement for any human, not only human, for the survival of living things, right? We need water. And also not only for the survival of human living things, water is required for many other purposes too, like, for cultivation, for irrigation, industrial purposes, domestic purposes. So many purposes are solved with the use of water. So water is the basis of all life forms. As I said, for any life forms to exist, water is required. Plant absorbs soil from water from the soil. Water forms a major constituent in the bodies of animals. Be it take your own human body also, we have so much of we need water, lot of water content in our body, right? So for like similarly, plants also needs water. They absorbs the water from the soil. So water is an abiotic component. We all know that, and it is colorless. We do not see any color for water, even though we whenever we make a painting, we try to identify uh, the color of water or the color of sea or river with blue color. But actually, the water of color is the color of water is, it's colorless, and it is odorless. It does not have any smell, and it's also tasteless. It is the only resource which is available in all the three forms. I think you all know that, right? Water is the only resource which you will find when you will find it in the liquid form. When you heat it, you will get gas from there. It will be in a vapor form, and when you cool it down, it will be in the solid form, right? So water is the only resource which you will find in all these three three forms: solid, liquid, and gas. So now let's look into the distribution of water on Earth. How much water is distributed on the Earth's surface? So we all know about the water cycle or the hydrological cycle, right? So what happens is that the hydrological cycle converts seawater into fresh water, like how the water gets evaporated, right? Evaporated, then it goes up, then up, it condenses, it cools down, and then it comes to the Earth's surface back again in the form of rainfall. So this is the hydrological cycle that continues. So the interchange of different states of water between the ocean, land, and air. So this cycle continues between what? From the ocean, from the water body, the vapor will go up, right? Then condensation, it will go up. Then some condensation will take place in the air, and then it will come back to the Earth's surface again. So this is the cycle, or this is the water cycle or the hydrological cycle. Now, our Earth is also known as a blue planet. Now, why a blue planet? Because our Earth's surface is covered with 71% of water. All right, that is why the Earth is known as a blue planet, because 71% of the Earth is covered with water. Now, most of the surface water, all right, about 97% is in oceans and seas. Now, in the entire Earth, 71% is covered with water, and in that 71%, 97% falls in oceans and seas. All right, 97% maximum of the water is in the form of oceans and seas. But we all know that the water quality of oceans and seas is saline. It is salty, right? So we cannot consume, human beings cannot consume that salt ocean water or that salty water or the saline water. So it is not usable. So the 97% which is covered in oceans and seas, that cannot be consumed by human beings. So what is left? Only 3% is left. Now, out of that 3% also, 2% is always, it is in the form of glaciers and ice caps, like it is ice. Nobody can use that also. So how much is left? Only 1%, which indicates that in our Earth's surface, only 1% of water is consumable by living beings. All right, that is fresh water, only 1%. So you can imagine now how much, like, we do not have availability of unlimited water. We need to use it very judiciously, because only 1% of the Earth's surface is usable by living beings or by human beings, that is fit for human consumption. Okay, so as I said, out of 97% falls in oceans and seas, and other 3%, the 2% is in the form of ice caps and glaciers, and only 1% is used by human beings. Now, there is also uneven distribution of water. Now, why is this uneven distribution of water? Because there is uneven distribution of rainfall. We all know that, right? We all stay in different places or in different parts of the country. Rainfall is not the same, right? If you go to the northern part or to the northeastern part, the rate of rainfall is more. All right. Then if you come to the extreme west, there in Rajasthan and all, the amount of rainfall is less. So it depends. So from places to places, the amount of rainfall, it changes. That is why there is also uneven distribution of water. Now, the regions in the equatorial regions, all right, the places that are located in the equatorial regions and the tropical regions, there is always more of precipitation. Precipitation means rainfall. So there is more of precipitation than evaporation. Now, why is it so? Because in those areas, the places that are located in the equatorial and tropical areas, you know that in equatorial areas, the sun rays falls directly and the temperature is high there, right? So what happens, as the temperature is high there, the moisture content is very much high. In the air, there is already lot moisture content, means in the air, there is already lot of water. The air has absorbed lot of water. So what happens, when evaporation takes place, the water is not able to absorb it. All right, so that is why the moisture, the humidity is more in those hot places. Humidity is more. All right. So you can see, well, in those warm places where the humidity is more, if you keep on sweating also, your sweat does not get absorbed easily. Why? Because the air already has moisture content, and in those places where the moisture content is more, there precipitation is more and evaporation is less. All right. So this is the condition in the situation of the equatorial and tropical regions, where they have more precipitation than evaporation. And also another important thing in these equatorial and tropical regions is that most of the big rivers are located in these areas, like the Amazon River, the Congo River. All these are located in these areas. All right. And also, but if you go to the subtropical areas, all right, like the deserted areas, there evaporation is more and precipitation is less. Why? Because now I think you will be able to understand why. Because in those areas, the in the air, the moisture content is less. That is why evaporation is more. When evaporation takes place, the air is able to absorb it. All right. So in those places, in the subtropical areas, there is more of evaporation and less of precipitation. All right. The examples like the desertic areas, like the Sahara Desert, the Arabian, the Western Australian Desert, all these are the examples where there is more of evaporation and less of precipitation. I hope I'm clear till here. Now let's look into the distribution of water in India. So the major source of water in India is definitely the monsoons. Monsoon is which period? Where rainfall takes place, right? In India, we know for 3-4 months that is a monsoon period where there is constant rainfall, and during this monsoon period only the rivers, all the water bodies, they get full. All right. So this is how, you know, there is distribution of water, and these water bodies, this will become a supplier of water, where it can be used by human beings. So in India, there are 3 main river systems. What are the 3 main river systems in northern India? The Indus, the Ganga, and the Brahmaputra. All right. So these are the 3 main. You need to remember this. These are 3 main important river systems of the northern India. And the tributaries. These 3 rivers, the Indus, Ganga, and the Brahmaputra, and its tributaries, it carries about 60% of the total potential runoff. Runoff means the water that flows. All right. So 60% of the water is carried by these 3 main rivers and its tributaries. So most of the major rivers have dams for optimum management of river water. So you know, dams are also constructed so that optimum management, so that river water can be used, right? Such dams can perform various functions. So apart from using the water in the dam, dams has also different purposes, like generating electricity. Dams also controls flood. So all these are known as multi-purpose projects. All right. So you can see the map here. Here it is given the major dams which are located in India. You need to read these dams properly, because in exam you might be asked to locate them on map. You might be given a dam and you might be asked to locate that particular dam on the India map. So you can see all these red boxes that are given here. All these are the major dams that we have in India. So I hope you have understood till here. Distribution of water in India, it is basically carried by the 3 main river systems in northern India, which is the Indus, the Ganga, and the Brahmaputra and its tributaries. So the 60% of total runoff is carried by these 3 river systems. Then coming to the significance of water, we will be looking into the importance of water. Significance means importance. I think we all know how is water important for us. Without water, we cannot imagine. We cannot imagine of a we cannot imagine of a life, right? Because water is so important for us. So now let's look into this. What is the all right? So we were talking about the importance of water or the significance of water. So we all know how water is important for us. We cannot imagine of a life without water. So let's see the various importance of water here. So first and foremost is it is required for survival, right? Water is useful for domestic purposes, for washing, cleaning, for bathing, all those, right? Then, as I said, water is also used for irrigation, for cultivation of crops, like by taking water from different sources like rivers, lakes, etc. Right? Then water is also used in various purposes like cooling, all right, for cleaning, for washing. So all these are different purposes that which water serves. Then water helps in immensely in inland and international trade and transport, right? All those for transport of trade, for international trade and transport, what it is the water bodies, those maritime routes that we have, right? Then water is used to generate hydroelectricity. We all know through water electricity can be generated, right? It is also used in thermal power plants for cooling. Water is used by plants and animals for survival. I think that is the most common thing which we can reply. Then water supports marine life. It has many aquatic lives in water. So water supports aquatic lives. And also it supposed by supporting aquatic life, it also supporting indirectly to the economy of a country, right? Because of as it supports, as it has so much of aquatic animals there, through that we are having everybody loves fish and all, right? So that is also contributing towards the economy of a country. Then water helps in maintaining the ecological balance through process such as water balance or the hydrological cycle. As I said, the water cycle which keeps on going, it helps us to have a very healthy ecological balance. It helps us to maintain that ecological balance. And also large water bodies helps in regulating the climate of the coastal regions. And water bodies also helps in regulating the climate, all right? Water has a very important role to play in it. So I think this is all about the importance of water. I think you have learned today. All right, then I hope today's class was really useful for you. You have learned a few new things in today's class, like you have learned what is hydrological cycle or water cycle. You have learned how much water is available on the earth's surface and how much water is usable for human consumption, right? Then also you got to know about the distribution of water in India. We have the three major systems, river systems in North India, right? Then we also got to know that in equatorial regions and in tropical regions, there is less of evaporation and more of precipitation, while in the subtropical regions, there is more of evaporation and less of precipitation. We got to know why, because of the moisture content in those specific areas. And also we got to know about the importance of water. There were many importance of water. Water is required for cooking, drinking, bathing, then all other, it is used in industrial, it is used for cultivation. So all these are the different importance of water. So I hope this class was really useful for you. You are taking back new things from this class. So we shall, for the other part of the chapter, we shall meet in our next class. Thank you everyone. Till then, everyone take care.